up, YouTube? This is your girl Megan from the HoodAstroQ. Welcome back to my channel. To all my returning subscribers, however, if this is your first time joining me on today, hello, welcome. It is here that we use information from celestial bodies to help us gain a better understanding of our favorite celebrities, world events, but most importantly, our damn selves. So do me a solid, thumbs up this video, share with a friend, and click subscribe to become a part of the Astro family. Now, if you are interested in booking your very own natal chart reading, feel free to contact me at AstroWorld, that's Astro, WERLD, at gmail.com, and we can get you squared away on today. So, I'm coming to you guys once more with yet another revisited celebrity birth chart reading, this time on none other than Lizzo. And I say revisited because I have done a natal chart reading for her in the past. So if you care to watch it, I might link it in the description box below if I don't forget. But either way, you could search Lizzo natal chart reading. It should pop up. Anywho, Lizzo has found herself in the headlines yet again. This time, I believe she was crying after receiving some criticism, specifically with a lot of the criticisms being that she's a mammy, allegedly. A lot of people are likening her to being a mammy. Now, the first time I've heard a person mention that was Azalea Banks a few years ago. She basically said that Lizzo was a 21st century mammy, and now people are echoing those sentiments. And a lot of people feel like they're only saying that just because she's big, because the mammy trope is the type of trope that people use to desexualize black women, like big black women, right? The mammy archetype back in the day during movies and things like that would be a large, older black woman. She was asexual for the most part, so on and so forth. But it really got to Lizzo. She went online. She was actually crying during her live stream, and people had mixed reactions to this. Some people felt like this was a ploy for attention. Others felt like, well, wow, like you're not as confident as you claim to be. Why are you crying? Which brings me back to my initial point that I made in the previous reading that I did on Lizzo. Lizzo is actually a Virgo South Node, and she has her moon conjoined to her South Node. And no matter how confident she may appear on the outside, this is actually a very, very, very challenging placement for a person because it can make you very insecure. It could create a person with lots of self-inadequacies. And it just so happens that transiting Mars in Virgo around the time that she had this breakdown was sitting directly on top of her moon and South Node, resulting in her personalizing or taking a lot of the criticisms, hence that Virgo energy, very personal to the point where she cried, right? Where it just made her very emotional. And it probably triggered a lot of those insecurities that she had. Lizzo's moon conjoined to her Virgo South Node also has a lot to do with her having such a sensitive stomach and her being someone who could be very susceptible to different type of health issues. And a lot of these people could turn to holistic remedies and medicine and alternative eating in order to kind of fix some of these issues, especially if a lot of them are based in the gut. So she could have a lot of stomach troubles or just a lot of issues in terms of just her health in general. But, you know, you have a lot of vegans, vegetarians, so on and so forth with this lunar nodal placement, especially with the moon conjoined to that Virgo South Node. She could also be a very picky eater. This also kind of puts me in the mind of the time where she went on that cleanse and everybody lost their mind like that, right? That's very Virgo on the South Node. Now, in terms of Lizzo's size, she has her sun at the 7th degree of Taurus, and it is conjoined to her Jupiter at the 11th degree. A lot of times, Taurus is one of those signs that is very much prone to weight gain. In addition to having her moon on her south node, a lot of times these are people who can gain a lot of weight as well, and they carry it in their faces, so they can have big round faces, especially if they are very sedentary, which, I mean, she's not. She's very active, right, during her performances and just in general. However, her sun conjoined to that Jupiter in Taurus kind of cements the situation of it all in terms of her being a bigger woman. Taurus, once again, is a sign that can make you large, but her sun conjoined to that Jupiter, right? Jupiter aspecting personal planets, the sun, moon, and ascendant, could definitely make a person really big. And not necessarily just in weight or in rotundness, but in height as well. However, the issue comes into play because Lizzo is not really comfortable with her size. And you could even look at this as being indicated by the fact that her sun and Jupiter are both forming in opposition to her Pluto at the 11th degree of Scorpio. I do foresee her losing weight at some point. She could lose a drastic amount of weight. This could even deal with her even getting gastric bypass or some sort of surgery at some point, or just undergoing a really large shift in terms of her size and stature and how she looks. And if not, you know, with this opposition, the discomfort could definitely be eating away at her self-worth. Okay. And for Tauruses and people with prominent Taurus placements, your self-worth, your self-esteem, your self-value is, going to be everything. Her Venus is at the 20th degree of Gemini, and it's also forming a conjunction to her Chiron. So that's another aspect that could deal with her having a very disjointed or fragmented sense of self, or at least, once again, self-value. This could deal with where she does rely on the opinions of others. And then when you also consider the fact that her moon and that Virgo South Node is also forming a square to Venus and Chiron, once again, this could also deal with her internalizing the voices and the opinions of other people in the media. So I actually feel really sorry for her, considering. With her sun at the 7th degree of Taurus at number 7, could also make her very sensitive. Now, I also wanted to point out the fact that Lizzo has her Jupiter at that 11th degree of Taurus trining her Neptune, which definitely enhances a lot of her musical capabilities and her artistry. It could deal with everything from her playing an instrument to her singing voice. But it could also have a lot to do with the fact that even despite her size, she could be very agile or light on her feet, or someone, you know how you have bigger people sometimes who are able to move around and really break that stereotype of being, slow and being a stick in the mud. These are people who could dance and really be able to do and keep up with, regular, I don't want to say regular people, but people within, a lighter weight class. So I thought that was kind of interesting as well. So yeah, I'm going to conclude this video here. I just wanted to touch upon some of these points and give more of an astrological context behind Lizzo's recent meltdown. So y'all drop down in the comment section. Let me know, what did you guys think of that whole situation? And yeah, make sure you practice unconditional self-love so that you can love others. And until the next video, I holla.